Have you ever tried partial die cutting? It's a really simple technique and a great way to stretch your dies. I have a fun interactive card today, and we're going to take it a little step further by doubling up our partial die cutting. And I'm really excited to say that I've got a giveaway for Concord and 9th, and I'll give you all the details for that a little bit later on in this video. Hello and welcome, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and look at this sweet set of dies from Concord and 9th. It is called Home for the Holidays Stacks dies, and they are layering dies that create the most amazing cute little scenes, and I thought they'd be really fun to use on the technique that we're doing today, which is a partial die cutting technique. Don't freak out, it's going to be easy to do. I'll walk you through it, I promise. Now, this set has a coordinating stamp set, and all of these sentiments here fit within that banner die, but this is what we're going to be using to do the partial die cutting as well. And this is the card stacks base die, and this helps us to create a interactive card that will still fit in a regular A2 envelope. Well, they're not called that. In a regular envelope that an A2 card will fit in. Is it a C2 envelope? Let me know in the comments below. Now, there are 3 different layers for this stacks, but the one I'm going to be using today is the largest one. This is just going to give me a little bit more wiggle room later on, and you'll see what I mean when I do my partial die cutting. Alright, so basically I want to join these 2 pieces together, but have them in one piece. And to do that, I need to do 2 passes of partial die cutting, starting with the base layer of the house. So these houses, you can actually stack them up and build them up, and we'll get to that when we get to decorating. I know that's the fun bit, but we've got to do the hard work first. So what I'm doing here is I've attached the die directly to my cardstock. I'm using 80-pound Nina white cardstock, so I'm not using the really heavy one, because I don't want this to be too thick. It needs to be able to fold over and be interactive. So I die cut with the die facing upwards. So what I've done here is put some tick marks on my piece of cardstock and a cross. And that cross just lets me know that's the section that I want to cut. Now, it's really easy to do. I'm just using a normal die cutting sandwich, and I'm making sure that my top plate only touches on that side where the cross is, and the tick mark that I've made on the edge of my cardstock, that's where I lined the edge of my cutting plate. That way, as I roll it through my die cutting machine, the only piece that's going to cut is the section that has the double layer of cutting plate on it. So here's where I'm going to do the double partial die cutting. I want to add the card stacks base panel here, and I've chosen the largest one, like I said, and we'll be cutting these down in a minute, but I want to align this with the base of the house, but I don't actually want to cut the very top of this rectangle die, the portion that runs along the base of the house, because I want these panels, this panel and the house, to be joined. So I'm lining up my 2 cutting plates, making sure that the top cutting plate is only going to cut those 3 sides of the rectangle die, and this way it's also going to do the impression, so that when I fold back the edges of my die, they're going to be perfectly aligned to create my interactive card. That way I didn't have to kind of make it up as I went along. I knew everything was going to fit perfectly. And then all I had to do was line up my house and the top of the edge where I want the house to be, and cut those portions away with my trimmer. You could do this with a craft knife or a pair of scissors if you're game. Mine would be a rolling hill if I did it with a pair of scissors, but that would work too. And here's where I came in and just adjusted all the 3 panels. So one was the largest one for the back, the middle size, and then the smallest one goes at the front. And all my pieces. These little intricate pieces build up these houses to make them look so cute. You can speed things up by just cutting out a stack of them all at once out of each colour of cardstock. Keep them all together, die cut them all out, and just stack them all while you're sitting there watching TV. Or if you want to be thrifty like me, just use the scraps, because you never want to run out of your Concord and Ninth cardstock. Okay, so I've cut the base panel here out of some eggplant cardstock and added a snowy white heat embossed background using one of the stamps from that little stamp set that I showed you earlier. I am adding a fake back to my card panel because I want somewhere to write my sentiment, but I also want something to give it a little bit of stability because the heat embossing did warp it slightly. Not too bad, but I don't know, I'm a bit weird like that. I'm going to assemble my card now, and I've got some really strong adhesive to add to these side panels of my base. So these actually have a embossed area when you die cut them out, and then you just need to fold them back, and this is how you assemble the interactive card. Basically you just put the largest panel at the back, middle, and then the smallest one at the front, and that just gives you a nice sort of graded images on this card. Oh, it just looks great. I've done another one which I will link as well at my blog where I did this with Christmas trees, and that was a lot of fun to make. And it's a really easy interactive card to make, and people are going to look at this and go like, oh, how did you do that? You're amazing. And I know I really didn't have to do the partial die cutting here. I could have. You're all sitting there thinking, why is she going to all this effort? She could have just cut the houses and stuck them on, and that would look great too. But I don't know, this just took it to the next level for me, and I had such fun creating this card. And I know the difference, and whoever gets this card will be a special friend, and they will know the difference too. I promise you. This card was inspired by some colours I used on another card on my Feature Friday today. So head through the link in the description below. And the giveaway, yes! A $25 gift voucher to Concord 9th if you comment at my blog or on my Instagram page or here at YouTube. The more you comment, the more chances you have to win. And I will announce the winner at my blog on October the 11th. It's a Monday. So write something nice, subscribe. That would be awesome if you'd like to do that too. And I just appreciate every visit, every comment, and all your support. You guys are amazing. And I hope you've enjoyed today's technique and give partial die cutting or double partial die cutting a try, especially with a cute die like this one. I love that it fits in a normal envelope, even though I don't know the size of the envelope. Please let me know. Okay, till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.